Hey y'all, it's your baby boomer Kittee Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, and welcome to Create and Relate. Y'all, when I tell y'all that this is my fourth attempt to make this video, you already see me having trouble with this light. Y'all, so I did the first video, right? And I have these blackout spells. And it's like I'll be in the middle of saying something and I just, like, the video is buffering or something. I just stop. And then sometimes I come out of it saying, like, really weird stuff. Because I think I must go into a dream state or something. Because one time I snapped out of it. It happened like 4 or 5 times. One time I snapped out of it and I was like, that is really beautiful. Please don't ask me what. I have no idea. It's not funny, but it is funny at the same time. First of all, before I go any further, thank you so much to my subscribers. I really, 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 really appreciate you all. I am working more on content, crocheting, and verbal. I want to sometimes work on putting puzzles together, but right now, YouTube and crocheting is my top priority. That's out there. I even want to share, some of my poetry with you guys. I love my poetry. I do. Some of it is quite somber, but I can't. There's one genre of poetry that I will not share on YouTube. I'd have to go through another whole channel. I was about to say something is sticking on the screen. I kept reaching for it, and it's actually that right there. Had to navigate. Yeah. 52 fake out. Okay. So, things that I had. See, I'm doing this all over again, and I'm feeling like, wow, I did this already. So, you know that I finished this, y'all, the peaches. And you know that I have started working on speed bumps ahead. It's either going to be that or it's going to be something with the name waves, crashing waves, tsunami, something. Because the texture, man, I'm telling you, the texture is getting me. And Bumpy Roads is still waiting for the yarn to finish. I told y'all. I told you. I told you. I told you. When I found those green panels, what? I was going to turn it into a bag. Kitty don't be playing. Kitty turned it into a bag. Y'all, I am so proud of my stitch work with this because I am not a seamstress. Okay? My aunt has worked with me and has tried and tried and tried to make me a seamstress because my aunt is a seamstress. And she does immaculate work. But I told y'all before, the small thread and these fat fingers don't really get along. Even though I'm working down in the fiber. But if you ask me to make little teeny earrings with the... that's not going to happen. No, it isn't. Okay, so... because I get bored with colors, I started something else. Isn't it cute? I think it's cute. 5 rows of double crochets, 5 rows of puff stitches, and it's going to be 5 rows of V's. And then I'm going to repeat that pattern with a different color. Haven't decided on the color yet. I keep looking around to see what I have. And then I'm going to go back and do, let me see, that'll be 5, 10, 15, that'll be 30. And then I'm going to go back and do, I had it all in my head. I think it's 3 and 3. It's going to be 3 rows of double crochet, 3 rows of the puff, and 2 colors. So 3, 6, 9, 12. That'll be 42. And then 1 row of each one of this one. 42, 43. It'll be 44 rows long at least. Haven't quite worked it out in my head yet. Might be 3 and 2. I don't know. We'll figure it out as I get there. But yeah, this is what's been working up since about, I don't know. I was too busy trying to make videos. Let me see. I went and fixed lunch for the kids and fixed mine. I smoked a cigarette. I jumped on live with Thriss. I looked at a couple of other videos. I've probably worked on this about probably a good solid hour. Yeah. So, yeah, like the first video, I was saying that I couldn't I couldn't stop blacking out. So then when I was doing the second video, I started having that issue again, so I paused it. And I said, I'm going to go take a walk. And I got up and I went for a walk. And that was when I fixed lunch and everything. And I came back and I ate. And I made the comment when I started the video back up, maybe if I would eat like I'm supposed to, I would feel better. Yeah, I did do this. Yeah, did that too. I want this over there. There it is. Yeah, so I've been busy. But I have to get busy. Gotta make some things happen. Gotta make some moves. Here I go. I'm yawning all this time. Only time I yawn is when I get on this video. But I'm getting ready to find a good movie. And I'm going to sit back. Trying to see the TV, but when I look up into the light, I can't. There we go. I know what it was. Okay, so, on any mission that I start, I do better when I have accountability. So I'm asking for you guys' help. Okay? 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 Okay. So what I want to do for July is just keep up with all of my stitches. I started doing this a few days ago because me and this light. Ooh, okay. Remember, I love horror, so that doesn't faze me. I hope it didn't bother y'all. But I'm about to rip the whole light apart. You know what? If I wanted you to go dim, it wouldn't, right? Okay, that's better. So, I want to keep up with all of my stitches for the month of July. I have a certain goal in mind that I really don't want to share right now because it sounds like an awful lot, but if you remember, I like to push myself. Probably around the middle of July, I will let that goal be known. Also in July, I'm refocusing on my weight health. I have to wait until my little stipend of a check comes in so that I can get a battery for my scale. I'm going to be very transparent with you all. And y'all are going to know my weight. When I first started my weight journey in 2020, I weighed 379. Not happy about it. And if you want to know, when I learned how to edit this stuff, I'll show y'all a picture of what 379 looks like on a 5'4" woman. Not good. Not good at all. But at any rate, I buckled down, did things I needed to do to lose the weight, and I came down like 40 something pounds by the time we moved here. When I really started keeping up my weight again, which was January, right after I had the surgery, the cataract removal. So even after that, 2021, like I said, I stayed sick a lot that year, so I was still dropping the pounds, not as quick as I was when I was able to dance every day. That's how I lost my weight, drinking water and dancing. So being sick a lot, I stayed in bed a lot. I just could not do it. Having sepsis and surgeries and the big C word, I could not do it. I did not have the energy to do it. So, here we go. After I got down that low, well, once the big C word came into play, it took 20 pounds off of me by itself. All total, I had lost almost 90 pounds. No, I had lost a little over 80 pounds, yeah. I went from 379 to 297. And once I started recovering from the virus, I put some back on. But I kept it in the teens. And I was still healthy enough to get around and do what I had to do. Go pick up my babies from school, flirt a little bit here and there, being cute. But then when I was hospitalized in April for the concussion, all of this has stayed gone. I still have my neck, and I only got a chin and a half, not 3 chins anymore. So a lot I've been able to keep off and still losing in some areas. But there are 2 main areas, well 3 if you count each area, but if you count the set, 2 main areas. This right here, some women call it a fupa. I have a falupa. No matter how hard I try to lose weight, this thing either stays or grows. It does not get smaller. And I recently figured out, I think I told you all that I had a problem with my feet and legs swelling up. It's because every time I sit down, my falupa is cutting off the circulation to my legs. With fluid building in my lower extremities, the fluid alone has added almost 40 pounds to me. That's not good. It's putting strain on my heart. So we got to find a way to get this fluid up out of me. I have a solution. And I don't know why everybody wants to focus on everything else instead of tackling the problem. Coconut oil, y'all, I'm telling you, it is life. It is life. I crochet. Got coconut oil, my hooks down. Yes. It does wonders for the eczema. trying to tell you. Coconut oil is life. Unpressed and unrefined. Oh. My grandson, bless his heart, playing with the thermostat. Turned it down to 64. I guess he wanted to see what human popsicles look like. That was not cool. 55 may be my temperature, but that's 55 outside with sun shining, not sitting in a dark room in the corner in a chair with the vent blowing right down on you. That is not cool. So, what I need to have done, my doctor and I have talked about it, and I do know that it's like a whole process that we have to go through. So hopefully within the next year and a half, maybe 2 years, I'll be getting what's called a paniculectomy. A paniculectomy is simply cutting off the gut. It's not cosmetic surgery. I'm trying to relieve the pain. I'm trying to get to the root of the problem. My gut pulls down on me, and it causes a lot of pain in my back, even in my shoulders and my lower extremities. My girls are large, but they don't have a quarter of the pool that the Falupa has. Yeah, the Falupa has got to go. It's very uncomfortable. I'm watching my lap disappear. So it's not cool. I've not been able to really talk about it for a long time because and I'm not saying this won't come back. Right now I feel really good about me, so I can talk about it, but I tend to self-sabotage. I was bullied a lot as a kid. My size, I've always been a big girl, so my size had a lot to do with it. So for this to be happening to me, and to see that it's hindering me the way that it has been, my grandkids are arguing again. Every day, all day. Y'all, I'm telling you. That's why I sit in the you don't know how to behave corner. Because I want to snatch each one of them. I'm talking wrong. That's why the light did that. I'm going to snatch each one of them and just hold them up by the scruff of their necks. No, they can't touch each other. Got to keep them apart and just let them dangle for a few minutes. So they realize Grandma got the strength to keep me away from her or keep me away from him. We need to stop because Grandma can't keep doing this. That's all I want to do it for, just to scare them a little bit. But I wouldn't do that. That's why they still doing it. I'm Grandma. But yeah, so keeping up with keeping my stitch diary, keeping my weight and diet. I don't like to use the word diet. Keeping my weight and nutrition diary. And of course I'm going to be letting everybody know how I'm feeling as I'm going through this. Because I know at times it's going to get tough for me, y'all. It really is. So I'm really going to need some real serious words of encouragement. That's why I'm trying to get so much crocheting done now. We have a family reunion coming up the first weekend in August. To tell you why I tend to feel bad about myself, I'll never, ever, ever forget a family reunion that we had. And when my mother, myself, my granddaughter pulled up. As a matter of fact, I don't even, was my granddaughter born yet? I think my granddaughter was a baby. Because it was the last time we were at the gymnasium. But When we pulled up in the van, a cousin came around to the passenger side where I was sitting. My mother drove. And as I was getting out of the van, he looked at my mom and said, Kathy. Then he looked at my mom. He goes, gee, why you let this girl get this big? If I were you, I would have tied her to the van and made her run to the family reunion. For a blood relative to say something like that to me, that man hurt me deeper than I had ever been hurt at that point emotionally. He did. I tried so hard to lose weight that I was actually gaining weight. And he sent me through some real psychological issues. And then after I got over the self-pity and the self-downing and the self-sabotaging, then I became angry. I was really, really, really angry. And I approached him about it at my uncle's funeral. I did. My mom said that was not the place to do it. It was the perfect place to do it. Because I could say what I wanted to say. And see, I think that's why I'm considered the black sheep of the family. Because I look for the perfect time to do and say things that need to be done or said. And I don't do bad things. It's just giving them a piece of my mind. I won't cuss. I won't raise my voice. I just tell them how I feel about how they made me feel. And I'm often told I shouldn't do it around others. I should pull people aside. Well, hell, they didn't pull people aside when they said what they said about me. And I know two wrongs don't make a right, but first of all, you need to respect the fact that I'm grown too. You need to respect the fact that I have been respecting you ever since I was a child. All my cousins just about are older than me. Just about are older than me. So, you know, and I think that comes because all of my friends, even coming up, I mean real friends, were older, except a couple. So I mingle with the older crowd, and being the baby, I'm quiet. I observe. I listen. I pick things up until the focus is turned on me and how you sit here and talk about everybody else. And I'm not getting in that, because when else decides they want to come back and retaliate, I don't want anybody saying Kathy said anything, Catherine said anything, Kittee said anything, whichever one of my egos you want to approach. I ain't said nothing. And I meant what I said. Not that type of person. But when you come for me, I'm like that rat that's been backed in the corner. I come out fighting. And I don't mean physically fighting. I say what I gotta say. Just like I told my cousin. I said, since the last time I saw you, I have done everything I can to lose weight. And I've done nothing but hurt myself. But I don't care how much I've hurt myself. I could not hurt myself as badly as you've hurt me. You are 30 years my senior. And I would expect you to protect me and not hurt me. Now, if anything happens to me out here, I don't feel like I can come to you. And you being my older cousin, I should be able to come to you. Not only for the fact that I'm a woman and I should be able to go to a man for protection, but the fact that I am one of your baby cousins. We got the same blood, sir. That's not what I said, but that's what I have to say up here. I didn't say the bad N word, but I did say the other one. So I could not understand. And I told him I don't understand what you were thinking. I don't understand your logic. I don't understand how you would think putting me down that low would spark me or drive me to do something positive. And it took him 2 years to think about that. And when he came back and apologized. He paid for my registration for the family reunion. He bought my T-shirt, and he just, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. First of all, I despise that word sorry now because I've heard it so much in my life. Y'all, I could give you all a whole book about my life. I consider myself insightful, and I have warned people about things. I will, because I sit back and observe and I listen and I learn. I will tell people, you know what, don't, good analogy. I'll see you walk out that front door after I've already come into the front door and have heard the exclamations of 10 other people come through this front door. So I see you, the person I really communicate with, going out that front door. And I say to you, look, when you get to the bottom of the steps, step over to the right 2 paces. Something down there you don't want to step in. Never fails. Whomever I tell will go down the steps and walk straight down the middle. And then when they got dung all over their shoes, they turn around and look at me. What? I told you. I told you. Nobody believes the manure stinks until they step in it. That's what I'm saying. Regardless of how many times I tell them, that's why I said in the other video, I can tell people things and they don't listen. They make me feel like I'm non-existent. They make me feel like I am a spirit talking to people and they just didn't hear what I said. And it's frustrating. It is really, really frustrating. And one of my daughters is going through the same thing. She'll say things and everybody moves their own way after she'll, tell them, hey, it's a parking lot full of police out there. You know how they do. They're going to want to search everybody, make sure you straight when you leave. And inevitably there'll be somebody in the apartment complex who's dirty and thinking they're going to walk past the police officers. Next thing you know, they're going to strung up 4, 5 folks that's already been warned. I get that. But it doesn't make the hurt any less when it happens to you. That's all I'm going to say about that because I'm starting to get upset. But, like I said, the yarn diary, the weight and nutrition diary, the emotional diary. So y'all are like becoming my virtual diary. And I'm asking for help. I still say that I want to be a pattern tester. I would also like for somebody to point me in the right direction of learning how to write patterns. All of my patterns are here. Or me taking pictures, I'll take close-ups, especially of things that I give away, because I want to try to remember, the stitching or the pattern. So I need help in that respect as well. I am making some moves on this end as well. My hopes are to be able to do either a Zoom or have some type of personal meeting with fellow crocheters around my birthday. Do my live. I want to do my live on my birthday. I do want to do. But I also want to have around that time, maybe a couple of weeks after, between the birthday and Christmas, at least a Zoom call. I had said I wanted everybody, to, especially in this area, to try to get together to meet. But when I look at it, my birthday is December 2nd. 23 days later is Christmas. That's not a good time to plan something like that. Y'all have to forgive me. I changed my deodorant. It's irritating me a little bit. It's like a little itching going on. But yeah. So that's where I am. Here I am. There you are. Yeah. So those are some of the things I want to do. My yarn that's over here, one of the reasons I want to keep up with my stitch counts. July, August, September, October especially, those 4 months, I'm trying to bust as much of this yarn out of here as I can. November and December, I really in November, say midway October and November, I want to start hitting those craft shows and farmers markets and things like that. I want to crochet up as much as I can. Of course, I'm going to leave a little around in case I have to remake some things, but I want to hit those tables hard and get my work out there. I really, really do. I have, by the beginning of the year, I am looking for a certain weight. I am looking to be up on my stitches so that I can start mapping out time throughout my day, time management, because I have to get back into my writing. I am giving myself until the beginning of next year to get back into my writing. I have ideas going in my head about writing. I finally got the Chromebook and my old computer out. I started writing a piece in the old computer, which is the sequel to my first novel, which is Jordan's River. I don't have one in here. I started to show y'all the wrong book. But Jordan's River by Catherine TL Hodges. I'll drop that in the description. It is on Amazon. I also have 4 books of poetry out. The first 2 are my erotic poetry. Erotic Adventures by Kittee. Erotic Adventures in Kitteeville is the name of the first book. And it's by Sexee Kittee, my performing name. The second book is Erotic Adventures by Candlelight. Y'all, this is hardcore. But it is also by Sexee Kittee. Then I have 2014 Random Thoughts of Sexee Kittee by Catherine TL Hodges. And 2015 Random Thoughts of Sexee Kittee by Catherine TL Hodges. And then, of course, like I said, Jordan's River by Catherine TL Hodges. And I wish I had that book close by because I'm so proud of the 2 people on the cover. One on the cover is a very dear friend of mine from New York. And the guy that's on the cover is my sexy son. Yeah, him fine, him fine. Yes. Him look like his mama. But yeah, I want to get those books out there. I want to work on. I have thousands of poems, and I'd like to get them together and put out volumes of anthologies. I would. Sometimes when you write and do things like that, you think something's not good enough, and the piece that you think is your worst ends up being a lifesaver for someone else. And every time you look at it, it's like, oh my God, what was I doing? But there's somebody out there who loves it. There's somebody out there who needs it. This gift wasn't given to you for no reason. Exercise your gift. And that's what I plan to do come 2025. Start putting my gifts into works. I can expect my life to get better if I don't put in the work. And I plan to hit the road running in 2025. I'm giving myself plenty of time to work up to where I need to be and to get things done. And I'm just asking for a little push from y'all. I don't care if it's a harsh push. Just don't be mean with it. Don't be mean with it, because if it gets mean on a bad day of mine, I might retort. Just saying. But I don't mind the pushing. I don't mind the pushing. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's somebody I know, like my bestie, my best can call me and say, girl, if you don't get up off your A and put your to work and do what you got to do, I mean, she can talk to me like that. She knows me like that. But for people who don't know me like that, I mean, let me tell you how I met my bestie. So, Amara, we were going on a poetic trip to New York. And I needed a ride to the person's house who was driving the van. So this individual we live in the same city, lived in the same city, but we were like on opposite ends. And it was cute because she was close to the Chesapeake border and I was close to the Chesapeake border. Chesapeake came around us, but we were on opposite sides. But bless her heart, she drove all the way from where she lived to where I lived, picked me up. And when we took off, right around the corner from the house was a stop sign. And she kept it moving like the stop sign wasn't even there. And I just took note. Don't like wearing seatbelts. My philosophy is if I get trapped in a car and the car is on fire, I at least want the opportunity to get out. I'll take my chances flying out the windshield upon impact or whatever. But to inhibit me like that is just... Anyway, when she ran the first stop sign, I just reached back, grabbed the seatbelt. Sorry, I didn't put my seatbelt on when I got in. I wasn't afraid. I was actually tickled. The whole while I was talking to the Lord, I was like, Lord, why did you put me in the car with somebody that drives like I do? Is this what we call payback? Is that what we're doing? I just want to know. Just tell me a little something so I know, please. But yes, and I mean, we're communicating while she's running stop signs. And I finally said something about it to her. And we giggled about it for the longest. But it was like a bonding that happened to us. It was like knowing that you need something in your life, but you don't know exactly what it is. And then when it comes along, it fits so well, you wonder how you ever did without it. That's me and my bestie. That's me and my bestie. As a matter of fact, before her relationship that she's in, I told her it was going to happen. I knew her, I knew him, and I'm like, so when y'all going to do this, make it happen. I mean, I just, then a couple of months later, she came to me before she went to anybody else. She said, I just wanted to tell you that he and I was like, I already knew. He's your him and you're his her. I could tell that from the very beginning. But it takes us knowing each other to know that about each other. But yes, so I could see that was a happy memory. I had to get on the happy. But what I was saying is like, yeah, she can come to me and talk to me reckless like that. But somebody who doesn't know me, we got to build up to that. We got to take the baby steps until we get there. Because this can be a little reckless too. And I'm sure that all of us have it in us. I know that all of us have it in us. And it takes people to not stroke those chords for it to come out. Yeah. So I have a lot planned for 2025. I want to, I still want to explore the idea of like the Secret Santa with the yarn, the secret yarn, or whatever it's called when they pass the yarn around and people make whatever with what's given them. That sounds like so much fun to me. I want to learn how to make plushies. I do. There is one that I want to make for my daughter because she absolutely loves Tweety Birds. There's another one that I want to make for my other daughter because she absolutely loves dolphins. I want to make a rainbow for my granddaughter because she loves rainbows, unicorns, and mermaids, and she is a princess. And I want to make, I don't know what I want to make for my grandson. He's into Marvel, he's into DC Comics, that is, Marvel Comics and DC Comics. Today, Incredible Hulk is his favorite. Tomorrow it's Batman. The next day it's Iron Man. The next day it goes back and forth. And then there are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You know, so I don't even know if I want to make him a plushie. But he's so into his grandma's crochet, and I almost have to make him something. I made him a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle blanket. It's just 4 panels, and it's the face, it's just the eyes, really, of each one. And their glasses, of course, or their bandanas, their cutout bandanas, are their colors with their nicknames at the bottom. I got Don, Leo, Raph, and Mikey. And when he's over here, it can be 150 degrees in here. That blanket is close to him when he sleeps. Grandma put that love in it. Yes, and did. Ooh, y'all, we trying to warm up still. My daughter went and turned it up to 74. I'm like, what in the world possessed them? He trying to make human popsicles. I don't want to be a human popsicle. I don't. But yeah. So, it is going on 10 o'clock. I've been up here a little less than an hour, a little less than 45 minutes. I think I did good. We're going to see if this video downloads. That's what we're going to see. I hope it does. I really hope it does. But in the meantime, I'm either going to be working on this or this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that. Oh, okay. Or I'm going to be working on the bag for the peaches, or the bag for the rainbow. Yeah, I'm going to be working on something. Getting those stitches in. Yep. So, when you guys walk by a mirror, make sure that you look at that image on the other side, glaring back at you, and you make sure you tell that image, I love you. And know with every fiber of your spirit, from the depths of your heart and soul, that I, Kittee Lane, love you too. Until we meet again, guys. Peace out.